deserted island. Ahoy, ahoy, there.
You know, I can't seem to hear or see anyone else around this place. That seems a bit strange. Ahoy, ahoy there? Is there any person besides us in this island?
I guess there is no one else on this deserted island besides the three of us. And you definitely know what that means. We got the entire place all to ourselves. Boy, are we so lucky to find a deserted island with no one around, considering that we are now castaways, which resulted in us being here in the first place. And say, how did we become castaways to begin with?
Well, from the way I can remember it, the three of us were just normal sailors on a sailing ship out in the open sea until the rain began pouring and the wind blowing through the sky.
And soon enough, the sailing ship began to tip over and sink into the water. We managed to escape using our lifeboat, and we floated all night long until we arrived at this island. Oh, that's right. And after we got to shore, we are now castaways on an island at sea. And it's just you two and me, 'cause no one else is around here but us. Hey guys, it's your favorite fishy friends, once again. And together, we're a group of 7 Hawaiians that live together on a tropical deserted island located in the middle of the blue ocean.
We've been living in this tropical place since we first arrived here a long time ago, and the 7 of us were living the island way ever since. From throwing luau's, observing seashells, and sipping on sweet coconuts.
But today is just not gonna be any regular day in the island, 'cause this will be the night where an incredible comet will fly through the place, which has been doing so every year.
And who knows, fishies, maybe if we're really, really lucky, we might see brand new faces stepping foot onto this island, and we can make them feel welcome. Just you wait.
Well, since this comet is flying by night, we should head to the beaches of the island and begin preparations for its arrival. Let's float fishies.
Buy me more jewelry!
Ahoy, ahoy there. Anyone around this island? Ahoy there.
Well, sounds like this island is definitely deserted. No one is around, so that means we got this entire place to ourselves.
Well, if that is the case, the 3 of us should have a look around this place before we get settled in after our long escape from the rain. Come on, castaways, follow me.
Alright you guys, we got a lot of time ahead of us before the comet flies tonight. So what do you fishies want to do in the meantime?
Well, we could go fishing in the sea, so that way we can provide enough food for us to eat during these couple of hours. And the 7 of us could also build a pretty big sandcastle, a lot more taller than our little beach house.
And I was also thinking of going for a nice and relaxing swim in the water. Man, there's quite a lot of things to do in this island. What can easily makes this 10 times better than before?
Well, what about those 3 fellow visitors that are standing foot onto our home? And now, I am not getting on that part.
Well, you're not wrong about that one. There's somehow 3 other people on the island. Something tells me that those 3 are not here to visit this place though. Come on, fishies, we better take a closer look.
Alright, castaways, if we're going to be staying on this island for a while, you'll need to create any type of shelter for us to live in, to hide out from any storm.
And I just so happen to know what type of shelter to build. We should put together a little beach hut, which is like a house, but on a deserted island at sea.
Now that is such smart thinking there, Unikitty. Now we just need supplies to build this beach hut. Puppycorn, you'll get some driftwood, I'll get some vines, and some rocks, and Unikitty, you'll get some palm trees. And the 3 of us will meet back out here right on the spot on the island. Nice plan you came up there, Lil'Petey. Now we better split up and find what we need for our beach hut.
I can't believe my eyes right now. Those guys are apparently castaways that ended up on our island somehow, and it looks like they could be staying for quite a while. before they're out in the sea again.
You know, fishies, if they're living on this island for quite some time, they might need some sort of company to keep them from being so lonely. We should introduce ourselves to the three.
And we can also show them the comet once it reaches night time. That is definitely a great idea, Hank. Let's go and greet them to our home.
Couple, are you sure about that? I kinda feel a bit shy at this moment. I usually have this feeling whenever I attempted to meet new people.
But Lannie, there really isn't anything to be shy about. It can take a while to get used to having new visitors to our island, or being in a whole new place. But trust us, everything will be alright once you know it.
Don't you remember the moment we first stepped foot onto this deserted island? We were a bit nervous at first, since this was our first time being here. But after a few days, we started getting used to our new home.
And those three are likely really friendly, if we can take just one look at them. So what do you say, Lannie? Are you comfortable enough to greet them to the island?
That actually made me a bit better, come to think of it. Maybe they could be really nice, and showing them the comet will be even more incredible. So why are we still standing? Let's go and meet the three.
Would you look at you two? Now this is what I call a perfectly built beach hut. It almost looks like an actual boathouse, come to think of it.
You can definitely say that again, big sis. This castaway life is gonna rule big time. And say, why don't we have a look inside before we get to exploring this island a lot more?
Aloha, new travelers. Welcome to tropical paradise, in this amazingly beautiful island that you just arrived at just now.
Say what now? Who are you seven exactly? We assume that we are the only ones around this place, but I guess we're not. Crazy. Well, to answer your question there, young kitten, we first entered this island a long while ago, and since then, we've gotten to paradise life, and this place has been our home ever since.
The name is Hawaiian Baby Shark, and the rest of these fishies are my fellow islanders. William, Boa, Hank, Goldie, and Shucks.
And don't forget about me. I'm Islander Lannie. I can be quite a bit exciting and shy at any given time, but I'm overall a fun tropical playmate for you three.
It's really nice to meet you seven. We're Sailors Unikitty, Puppycorn, and Lil'Petey, who had just survived a horrible rainstorm in our lifeboat, which is how we ended up in this island to begin with.
Well, it's always nice to have new visitors living in our home, cause it's like getting a bit of company around this place. And we know the perfect way to end off your first day here.
There's gonna be a special comet flying through this beach tonight. And since you three are here on this island by now, would you guys want to see the comet?
There's gonna be what? Oh, my goodness. Now that is something to get excited for. Now this made our castaway lives a lot more interesting than before. Can't wait for the moon to rise up.
Breakfast, 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 breakfast.
Alrighty everyone, the moon has fully rise to the top, which means at any moment from now, the comet will be flying through this island before we know it.
And, speaking of that, William, I believe I somehow noticed something in the sky. That must be the special comet we are talking about. And I think it's making its mark, right about now.
That was amazing. That comet went flying like a rocket up in the sky, and the night vision makes it 10 times more watchable than ever.
And it was also super pretty than we were expecting it to be. This day has definitely turned for the better.
You can definitely repeat that, Lil'Petey.
And trust us, you guys, once you discover our other traditions, you'll definitely get used to being castaways. We just know it.
Yippee! That was definitely an extra incredible Castaways adventure that we imagined just now. We did fantastic as the Hawaiian Islanders.
And we did awesome as our roles of the Castaway Sailors. This has really been a tropical adventure we've went on so far this year.
Well, like the Backyardigans would teach us, our imaginations are the key to take us to any place in the globe we would want to imagine traveling to.
And since we conclude our castaway journey, who is up for some sweet coconuts as our little treat?
Now that is the perfect snack to end a tropical adventure through the island beaches.
Definitely true, right there, Chucks. So let's head inside Fort Friendship and get out those coconuts that we recently brought.
Boy, I am so thirsty after all of this talk about coconuts. Tee hee hee.
I guess castaway life can be really great if you make the most of it. And on that note, after fishies, that concludes this adventure for today. See y'all soon. Aloha.